So this source code won't be of any use if I just go ahead and I copy this entire source code, and if I paste it in my HTML document and I try running it. So Facebook is quite secure. You won't be able to clone their website. You won't be able to use their source code, and it will be of no use. There are websites like my school's website, Stanislaus High School. If you just click Control Shift and I, and then you can view the source code and reuse it. But what will happen that you won't get the photos. Okay, the link to the photos won't be there in your particular machine or your computer, so it will show a broken image over there. So you can use source codes unless they don't have a copyright. Suppose if I have a copyright on my source code, then I come to know that my friend has used it and he has accessed it without my permission, so I can sue him. So make sure you make some changes in the code so that it becomes your own code and it's not someone else's code. Okay, so
Is
we
there a
learn.
way of locking the source code
Pardon?
after we prepare?
Pardon?
Can we lock the source code after we finish writing?
Like if I make a website and I want to make that source code unaccessible to someone, right? Is that your question? Like I want to make that source code unaccessible to someone. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So no,
So
you cannot.
inaccessible.
You cannot do that. So what you can do is you can just register a copyrights so that the person doesn't use your source code. If I go to stanislaus.com, okay, and you see there is this copyright symbol at the bottom. See this copyrights 2010 Saint Stanislaus High School, means Saint Stanislaus High School has registered a copyright. Anyone can add this symbol, but if a person comes to know that yes, he has added a symbol, so he won't mess with the source code. And some people, they just add the symbol and they don't actually register it, and a person is desperate to use his source code. What he'll do, he'll go and find out whether this source code was registered or no under copyrights. So for basic code, like if I'm just adding an h1 tag and then a few paragraph tags and stuff like that, input fields and all that, so I can't get a copyright to that. Suppose if I have written a script in JavaScript or PHP or C++, and it's a unique type of script, okay, and such code was not developed before, so you won't be able to use that code without my permission. Like either I can give it as an open source and I can make it accessible to everyone, or else what I can do, I can register it as a copyright. So what will I do within my script? I will add a few bugs. I will add a few more scripts which will give me information when the script was used. So I'll make a huge script, and a part of the script will give me information if someone has reused my script somewhere else. So you can do that, but in HTML you cannot do that. In HTML, if you write a code, you cannot add a script. What you can do within your entire source code, in between you can just add a script in between of your text. Like you have made your entire website, and in places you have added script. So when a person is copying your code, he or she will think that this script is important, and when he or she uses that script, you will come to know that yes, this person from this particular machine and having this IP address in this location is accessing your script, is using your script. So you will check whether that person had taken permission from you or not. So if that person didn't take permission, he you can sue that person easily. And copyrights are quite strict in India, and people generally don't mess with copyrights. So you can add that particular script in order to find out who has used your source code. Then you can contact that person and say like, hello, why have you done such a thing without my permission or something like that. So secretly you can add a script without the person coming to know within your code. So he'll copy that script and he'll use it. So then you'll get the information of the user. So now we will learn how to add an image. Adding an image is quite easy in your particular this website. So you have to just open the image tag. You don't have to close this image tag. You just have to open it, and then you have to write the name of your file. Say right now in my folder, if I go, I have only one image, that is football.jpg. So what I'll do, I will link that particular image. If I just save it, I refresh it, you see I have an image over here, football.jpg. Now src stands for source, like how we used to use href in this a tag. Similarly, we are using src over here, which stands for source. Again, if this particular file or this particular image wouldn't be there in my folder, what would happen, that image over here, it will show a broken image over here. You see there is a icon over here with the zoom, and it's showing that the image is broken. Either it is misplaced, or it might have been deleted, or you can just go ahead, refresh your browser and try again for the image to reload. But this particular image isn't there in my folder. So my image is football.jpg. So if at all you forget to use the extension also, what will happen, your image won't be seen. So now if you want to add a link to your image, you can do that as well. Like what you will do, within your a tag, you will copy this entire thing and you will paste it over here. And href location, I'll add if I just save it, let's see. Yes. So if I just click on this image, I'm redirected to google.com. So within your a tag, you can add multiple things. Like even in your ordered list well tag, if you open an li over here, li, and you can open a tag as well over here, and href equals to google.com. Then I'll give a name of my link, say Zach, and I go ahead, just a second, just go back, and you see this is in an ordered list format, that there's one link, it is showing one over here, and if I just click this, and I'm being redirected. So you can add a link anywhere within your image, and within your list, within your button, it can be added anywhere, within your text as well. Suppose say I have a big paragraph over here, okay, the paragraph tag, I open this lorem function, backspace this, and what I can do, I can add a link to this particular word, ipsum. Say I'll just open my a tag and then I write this query over here, href, and I close this over here, and I close my a tag as well. Make sure you close your a tag, otherwise the entire paragraph will become a link. And if I just refresh my browser, you see this ipsum, which means very thing in English. It makes no sense. This paragraph is just, it was just in Latin, and Google doesn't give that exact translation. So if I just click this particular word, so you see I'm redirected to google.com. And if I just go on Wikipedia and I search for Barack Obama, and you see on Wikipedia, within that website, you see there are links. Why? Because if you want information regarding this particular thing, you can just click on it and you will get additional information on this particular topic, which was a subtopic of Barack Obama. So you can see, suppose I'm reading about Barack Obama and I come across this line, a member of Democratic Party, and I'm from India. I don't know what is a Democratic Party. So what will I do? I will click this Democratic Party over here, and then I'll read about Democratic Party. All right. So you can add links to your text as well. So you can make use of this particular query over here. It's just very easy. You just have to open and close an A tag, and in between the A tags, you have to give a name to your link. Suppose if I wouldn't give a name to my link won't be seen in my web browser. So just now we learned how to add an image, and we can add a link to your particular image as well. How? Just by copying this particular image code. Okay, this image code within your A tag. You see, I have two images over here. If I click the first one, I'm redirected. If I click the second one, you see the cursor is not showing a different format. Whereas when I hover over here, you see there is a particular cursor change over here, like it's showing this hand symbol type, and over here it's a pointed cursor. So here I'm clicking on my second image. So what is happening? It's not redirecting, but when I clicked on the first image, I'm being redirected. Why? Because I had added this particular image tag within my A tag. So you can add the A tag within a paragraph tag, within an ordered list, unordered list, within your header tags as well. These H1, H2 tags, you can do that as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was about how to add an image, and you can add n number of images. And suppose, say your hosting company which you have chosen, they don't have a fast server. What you can do, you can add this alt tag and you can give a name to your image, that is football logo. Okay, and I'll just backspace this. You see it's showing a broken image, but it is giving a description to this particular image, that is football logo. Say if I wouldn't add this alt stands for alternate text. Okay, and person comes to my website and he refreshes this website and he sees a broken image over here, so he won't know what image was it over there. But if I add an alt tag, alt, very small attribute, and you can give a description of the image, say this is a football, so that person will come to know there was a image of a football and he won't get lost. So what he can do, he can just go on Google and see an image of a football. Suppose you make a website for, say, cars, and suppose your image for the Mercedes car is not being displayed. So what you can do, you can add this alt tag over here, alt attribute, sorry. This is an attribute and image is a tag. A is a tag and href is an attribute. Okay, so you all should make a note of that. And this alt tag, it does is just gives a description to that image. If at all that image is not seen, I have made a website of cars and my Mercedes Benz image is not being seen, so I will add this alt tag over here, so the person will come to know that here was an image of Mercedes Benz and not an image of Jaguar or not an image of Porsche. So what he can do, if he doesn't know Mercedes Benz, he can just go on google.com and search about Mercedes. So there he'll find n number of images over there. So what happens if you add this alt tag, your indexing on Google, it becomes better. You see, everyone wants their particular website to be indexed first. see, Wikipedia is being indexed first, then there's Twitter, then there's barackobama.com, his official website, say, and then there are other websites like his Facebook account website, then White House government website, which is providing information of Barack Obama. So whenever a person makes a website, he or she wants is his website should be indexed on the top, at least in the first 10 results. So there are various things which affect your Google ranking. That is your SEO, search engine optimization, the rank that a search engine gives your website. So these things, they matter a lot. This alt tag and then these H1 tags, these meta tags, they matter a lot in your Google ranking. So make sure you add this alt tag. Suppose if at all there's a server issue, or by mistake you delete this image from your folder, so what will happen is you will come to know, yes, there was an image of a football over here and not an image of a basketball. All right, so it's quite helpful to add this alt tag inside your image tag. So you can adjust the height and the width of the image easily. You just need to add this query within your code. Okay, if I go, and it doesn't matter, it can be anywhere. Okay, it can be at the start, like I'm giving the height, say I give 40 pixels, and then I give it a width. Width, say 60 pixels. Okay, if I just go ahead and I refresh, you see it's not changing much. And if I just give it as 70 pixels, it's still not changing. No, but usually this height and width is being adjusted when you add an image. So I don't know what's the issue with my browser. I'm sure your browser, if it's the latest Chrome browser, this height and this width should work in your browser. And you can also style this image tag within the style tag, your tag. So if you just go ahead and you style it, and then suppose say you want to style your image tag, so what you'll do, you'll just write img, and then you can style it. So you'll say, now what styling I can give to the image. You can give many stylings. Say you want to give a border, and then how will I add a border? Can anyone help me out? If I want to add a border, so what is important? What do I have to write? Anyone? You can just try it. Even though if it's wrong, it's not an issue. If I want to add a border, how is it added?
H1 and curly brackets.
No, not for H1 tag. In general, how a border, okay, after opening H1 tag and then curly brackets, what is that syntax which I use? I'll write over here border.
Semicolon.
Okay.
Sorry, colon.
Colon, and then the semicolon. Then what will I write? Thickness of the border, right? That is, say, 2 pixels.
Solid.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Then write solid, and then the color of the border.
Color.
Say I want to give it as green. And if I just go ahead and I save it, you see my image has a border. Then let's try adjusting the height and the width in this particular. Okay, I'll give it 20 pixels. Okay, and then the width I'll give it 30 pixels. All right. And if I just refresh it, you see my image has become very small over here. And even this particular broken image is become small. Say if I, instead of 30, I give 60 pixels. Now it's become 60 pixels. So what we do, we give it in percentage, even though how much ever you try, you might not get the exact pixel formation of that image. So what we do, we adjust the image according to the percentage of your web page. So say if I give it as 30%, here's the percentage, and the width also as 30%. So what will it do? It will occupy 30% of my web browser. You see, I made my this browser big, so it automatically adjusted itself to 30%. If I make it small, it became 30% again. But it is because I have given it in percentages. If I just go in my developer tools, Control Shift and I, and if I just make my screen big, what you can do is you can view your website in a mobile format as well. All right, over here, if I go, so you see this is a mobile screen over here. If I just reduce this, yes, you see this is Galaxy S5. I want to view my website in iPhone X. So you see it's in iPhone X format right now. So what you have to do, you have to just go in the developers tools. How will you go? Control, Shift, and I. And then if you want to view your website in say mobile format, so make sure you click this. If you click it again, and then it will show in a web browser format, and make sure if it's blue in color, you see it is in mobile format. Then you can choose the mobile phone you want to view it with. Say I don't have an iPhone X, I have this Galaxy Fold, and I just click Galaxy Fold. So you see it automatically adjusts the screen. So once we make a website, like we make a big website, towards the ending, like towards the testing part of your website, you can go ahead in your developer tools and view how your website looks. Yes, someone has raised her hand. Shalom. Yes, you can go ahead with your question.
Yes, sir. So I've been trying for a pretty long time, but my image is still showing broken, even though it's in the same folder.
You can just share your screen, or make sure this SRC, you have written SRC equal to, then these double inverted commas,
Yes, sir.
and then the name of your file with the correct extension.
Yes, sir. I'll just try another image.
No,
This
you can
is the second image.
no, you can share your screen. The code shouldn't have an error like that. Like it can be any image.
All right. Should I share?
Yes, you may go ahead. And if anyone has a problem or a difficulty in his or her code, they can also raise their hand and share their screen. So that shouldn't be an issue.
Sir? Yeah, it's enabled now.
Yes.
Um, 1 minute. Yes, yeah.
Image SRC.
It's this one.
1 second. Which this one? Click image. You cannot add a space in your name. Name of the image. And you have to just rename your image also down there in your folder.
Oh, okay. Because it used to work like for the top one.
Yes, the icon.
Yes, this icon it used to work even though it had a space.
Mm,
After .com, Google.com, there is a slash. That is okay.
Yes, because
yes,
like
yes.
when I click on this, it still opens to Google. So I think that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Just open your folder where your image is saved. And where is that image? Click image. You can just rename it.
And no space.
Yeah.
No, it's not happening.
See, your C is
Now I've
small over here.
rename this one.
Yeah, your icon is working. I don't know why isn't the image. Image also should work.
Yeah. Um,
You can try with another image,
share.
or you can just restart your text editor. You can just close your text editor and your browser and restart that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So can you all see my text editor as well as my browser?
Yes.
Yes. So I could adjust my height and width in my style tag, but not over here. I think so. My browser is not updated, but mostly it should work. This particular syntax which I had typed before, like adjusting the height and width within your say within that image tag, it should work, but it isn't working at the moment. So you can give that styling in your style tag as well. So that should be the best possible solution in this current situation. So yes, you see, what are the different types of borders? Can anyone give me an other example of border instead of solid?
Dash,
Yes,
dash,
correct.
dotted.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So if I put dashed, you see there's dashed over here, and then I can add dotted as well, and you see everything is working perfectly. So you can adjust the height and the width of your image as well. So suppose say if you enlarge the image too much, so the image might get blurred. Say if I give it as 80 pixels over here and 80 over here as well. Right now it's not getting that blurred, but usually when if you add an image of yourself, say I want to add an image of Barack Obama, and if I enlarge it too much, so you will see that this image will become blurred and it won't stay that sharp. So make sure you give the height and width within the limits of your particular image. So if I would have downloaded his image from google.com, say this image of his, so it would get blurred towards the expansion, and if I would assign large values, so it's advisable to keep it small, or else you can sharpen the image using Photoshop tools and stuff. So now we learned how to add an image. Now if you say you want to add a background image, okay, you want to add a background image to your website. So what you will do is you will style your body tag. You'll go in your style tag, or else you can go in your external style sheet as well. Both will work perfectly fine. So I'll go and I'll write my body tag. I'll open my body tag, and then I'll open these curly brackets. I'll write over here background image, and then I have to write URL, then these single inverted commas, football.png. If I go in my browser, yes, if I go in my browser and if I just refresh it, it's not working.
Excuse me.
Yes,
You usually write images IMG, no? So here you have spelled it completely. Is it
yes,
okay?
here we have to spell it completely. If I just keep it as background, let's see what happens. This should work. This is the only possible way to add a background image. Body, and let's add something over here. No, it's not working at the moment. Yes, what is not working? The image part?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there might be an error with your browser then, because your syntax which you have added, it's like proper. It doesn't have any error.
So should I open it with some other browser then?
Yes, you can try that. So just add this. No, my background image is not coming. Can anyone try this particular syntax and say whether it's working for them? No, it shouldn't be in double inverted quotes. It has to be, oh yes, I have given a wrong extension, yes. JPG. Now if I go ahead and I refresh it, you see my background image over here, it's showing many times. Like if I just expand my browser over here, like you see that this football image, it's being repeated every time again and again and again and again. Like it's repeating like n number of times. If I just make my browser small and to 25%, you see this football image is coming many times. So what will I do? I will add this particular syntax. I'll add image repeat. Um, Background repeat equals to no repeat. And if I just refresh it, you see it's not repeating, and it's just this much only. It's showing itself at the maximum limit of itself. It's not repeating itself. And since the pixels are this much, so this is the image size. And suppose if I want to make this image a complete background for my entire website, so what will I do? I'll write here background size, and then I'll write cover. You see it's covering my entire background over here. Like right now it's getting cut. It's because I just minimize my this. No, it's just covering my entire browser. And if I just add this, instead of cover, I write 100% and 100%. If I just save it, and when I just expand my browser, so it's using its maximum width and height. This 100% and 100%, and it's not covering my entire background. And if I would have just added cover, so it would have adjusted itself inside my entire website space. So you can add an image background. Make sure your extension is correct. You saw that I had put an PNG extension, and if I just go ahead and refresh it, so you see there's nothing in my browser. I just remove this. So in order for you to add a background image to your particular website, you have to write this syntax. You can style it in the body tag. Say if I would have a division over here, division, and I give this division a name. I'll add a class and division 1. And if I just go ahead and I style my division, how will I style my division? Can anyone help me out with that? If I want to style this division, so how shall I style it? What is the syntax which I use? So how over here I wrote the body tag's name and I style my particular body tag. If I want to style my division, I mean my class,
Yes.
so how shall I do that?
Dot.
Correct. Dot and the name of your class, that is division 1. Then I'll open my curly brackets. I'll give it a width and say 100 pixels, and I'll give it a height. Say, no, I'll give the width as 100%. Why not in pixels? Because the width will become too small. I'll give this 460 pixels, and I'll just add a background. Say, you see, I have a division over here. It has a background color black. So these are my dimensions of my particular division. And say I want to add an image cover in my background itself. I mean, in this particular division, and not in my entire web page. So what I could have done is over here, I could have just, instead of written black, I would have written background image. And then what is the next thing I have to write over here? I have to write URL, single inverted commas, and the name of your image, that is football.jpg. And if I just save it, you see it's repeating itself. So for me to stop this repeat, I will write background repeat equals to no repeat. And if I just save it, you see it's not repeating itself, but my division is this big only. If I go in my developer tools, you will see this entire division is still here. And if I want it to add as a cover, so what will I write? Can anyone answer this question? If I want my image to have this particular division to be a cover for this image, so I want this image to cover the entire division, what will I write? Background and dash, what will I write? Instead of repeat, I have to add one small word, that is size. Okay, if I just write background size equals to cover, and if I just save it, you see it is covering my entire division. And if I just keep this, if I just comment this particular line, oops, and instead of giving this image, I'm giving a background color. Background. I refresh it, you see this black background is also occupying the same space, and my image was also occupying the same space. So if I just add it as cover, so it will cover the entire page and not this, not just the half of the division or half of my web page. So I can just remove this comment over here, and instead of writing cover, I could have written 100% as well. You see it is occupying 100% of its width and 100% of its height of the image. So this is covering this division much better. It's looking much better. So instead of writing cover, you can write 100%. So it will be 100% of, first comes the height, then comes the width. Okay, 100% height, then 100% width. So if anyone wants to practice this, they can practice it right now. If not, then I may continue with the class. Anyone has a doubt as well in this image part, they can just raise his or her doubt.
So I tried it with Microsoft Edge. It's still not coming.
So you change the image. Don't use that particular image.
I did it 3 times already, like with different images.
Then there might be an error with your syntax. Like instead of writing img, you have written the entire word image or something like that.
No, sir. I mean, you saw it, right?
Yes, I did see it. So what will I do? I'll just write the code and I'll send it in the chat box. Then you can just copy paste that code.
All right. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Image src, then you just paste this code, and instead of this name.extension, you write the name of your file and the correct extension. And others, if they are done trying this code, we can proceed. So you let me know if you all are done trying this code.
So I just refreshed it with the not with the thing that you sent on chat, but with the background image. The background image is come, but the other one is not. It's still showing a broken image.
Oh, so you just look at the correct syntax. You must have just backspaced something, or you must have added something. Like in my background image, instead of JPEG, I wrote PNG extension. So you can just read your code, or else you can delete the entire code and just start all over again if you are unable to find your error.
Okay, so I'll just try debugging first then.
Yes, yes. Anyone else has a question? He or she may go ahead. So shall we proceed with how to add a video in your particular web page? Shall I start that? So I'll go ahead with the video part. So check which video I have. Okay, so even when you're adding a video to your particular web browser, so what you should do, you should have the video in your same folder. You see, my video is in the web development folder only, and I'm not taking it from some other part of my computer. So make sure your video is in your folder, same folder as your HTML document. You see over here, it has listed the video.mp4 format over here. So now I can add my video. If I would have written the correct syntax as well, and I would have tried making my video run, so it wouldn't function. So I'll just go ahead and I'll delete this code, so we can just have the video part in our browser. You see, it's completely fresh. So now how you add a video, it is quite similar to your image adding, but here you have to close your video tag. You see it has automatically closed itself, but here you have to open and close your video tag and make sure your video is in the same folder. How we used src in our image, in order to link the image, we have to use src over here as well. So src equals to double inverted commas and then the name of your file. My name of my file is .mp4. Okay, if I just go ahead, I save it, and if I refresh my browser, you see I have a video over here. Okay, I'll just make my browser small, and I'm trying to play it, but it's not working. Why? Because I have missed something. That is the controls part. If you add this thing, controls, you just leave it as controls only and you refresh it. You see I have, if I just zoom into my browser, you see I have a play button over here. Just pause and play. So you see, and if I just scroll over here, I can adjust the volume as well. I can mute it, I can increase it, decrease it. I can enable full screen as well. Can you all see my screen still? So then you can navigate to any part of the video, like you can come in the start and then you can go towards the end as well. So if you add this particular syntax, this particular thing, controls, so then only you will be able to control your video. If you don't add this controls, so what will happen is you won't have these controls. It will just show an image over here. I just remove it, save it, refresh it. You see I'm unable to play this video. How much ever I click this video, it won't play. Why? Because I have not added this controls thing. So you just have to write controls. You can write controls equal to controls as well. It wouldn't make a difference. You see, I'm getting the same particular controls. Like I can bring it down as well, and then I can mute it, unmute it, enable full screen as well. So this controls thing is very, very, very important. If you want your video to have controls and you want a person to view your video, and then what else you can do is you can adjust the height and the width. So there are codes which have height and width written inside the code, but just now we tried it, it didn't work. So what we'll do, if we open this style tag and then I add this height and say 40 pixels, and if I just save it, you see my height has become very small. So make sure you add it in percentage and not in pixels, because we are not that great and that accurate in your pixels. So we can just go ahead and write 40%. So it will occupy 40% of your web browser space. I'll just reset it, control 0. And this is my 40% of my web browser. And then I can give it a width as well. I think so it's not working. I don't know. Width equals to say 20%. I'll just decrease it a bit. No, it's not adjusting because the video size is too large. No, right now it adjusted. I think so it was just because I had added 2 percentage symbols, and still I can control my video. You see, I can pause my video. I can make changes. I can navigate to a particular second, or if I want to view the video in fast speed, and also you can add those controls as well. So make sure you add this controls thing, otherwise your video will not function. This style and height width is not that very important. but this controls thing is very important. So make sure you add this controls thing so you can adjust the controls over here. So have everyone understood this video part? You cannot add a background video because then your video will be keep on playing and playing and playing and people will just get distracted. What you can do, you can add a say a GIF image, GIF image. You all have heard of GIF images? Or else I don't know what is it called. Yes, it's called GIF image only. You can add a GIF image instead of adding normal image. So what will happen in the source, you have to just write extension .gif. I think so. If I just go on this particular website and I download one, so I'll show you all how it's done. So if anyone has a doubt regarding videos, they can just raise that doubt.
Amir, does the video play or it just shows as image?
No, if you add this controls thing, it will play. I'll just show it to you in a second.
And my this thing, it is showing, but it is not playing.
Which operating system? Windows 7?
Yes, Windows 7.
Yes, then your browser might not support HTML5 content. Because here I can use it anyhow. So the syntax might be different. If you just go on Google and in HTML in older browsers, so you can just check something out on Google, but you just have to write this syntax only and it should work most probably, or else try downloading a .ogg file, or else you can try it with another extension. I think .mp4 formats are not supported. You see over here, browsers which support this particular syntax are these Chrome browser 4.0 and above that, and then Internet Explorer 9.0 above that. So you can just download a latest version of Chrome and you can run it. But what will happen if you download a latest version of Chrome is it might take a lot of time to open in your system. It will just use a lot of memory, your RAM, not your storage, but your RAM. So your computer might get slow while using this browser, the latest browser of Chrome. So what you can do, you can just go on google.com and you can download an older version, or else you can type the version of Chrome you want. So you type Chrome version 4.0 download, and if you just download this, you'll come over here. Google will provide you with a link, this Google search engine, and you can download this Chrome 4.0 version for your machine, or else you can download 4.1, 4.3, something like that. So you download this 4.0 version, 4.0 version, and this particular syntax should work then.
Okay, I'll try.
Yes. So the latest version of Chrome is right now on Windows, it's this version 87 point something. So if you all have an older computer, an older machine, so make sure you have this Chrome browser installed with a version of 4.0 or higher. So I was saying how to add a GIF image. Have you all understood the video part? If anyone has a doubt, he or she may raise that doubt.
Sir, changing the size of the video.
Yes, you can do that. It's you just have to go in your style tag and you can style your video. How we style our H1 tag, H2 tag. You can style it from your style tag, or you can do one more thing. You can open the style tag within your video tag. You open style, you write the attribute, whichever attribute you want to add, like the height. Okay, and then you can assign it in percentage. Percentage is preferred mostly, so I'll give it 50%. And if I just refresh, so it's occupying 50%. I think so it's occupying more than 50%. So I'm not sure why. I'll give it like 20%. And if I just expand my browser, still not. Yeah, so what you can do, it's better you style it in your style tag over here. So it will work better. And if I just assign the width over here, say in 100 pixels, you see it's become 100 pixels. If I assign it say 700 pixels, now it's occupying 700 pixels, which is more than the width. So you can adjust it within your style, within your video tag as well, and you can adjust it in your style tag. What will you do? You just open, you write video, and open your curly brackets. You write height, then you write your width, and so on and so forth. You can do that.
Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome. So if I just remove this, I save it, I refresh it, you see my screen, it's occupying. And then I can assign a height, say 450 pixels. So now it's occupying 450 pixels. Now I can assign a width, say 100%. Now it's occupying 100% of its width. So you can adjust it according to your need. And make sure you mention this controls. Otherwise, if you don't mention this controls, what will happen is you won't be able to play your video. It will just be a blank video. It will look like a photo only. Now we'll learn how to add an audio in your document. So adding an audio, it's also quite similar. It's nothing different. So what you do, you just open your audio tag and you close your audio tag. Now within your audio tag, you will write this, controls. Okay, controls, that's it. Now you have to add your source. So here you will write source, src. In src, you will have to write the name of your file. Right now, I don't have an mp3 file. So what will I do? I'll just go on google.com and I'll download and I'll write download mp3 files. So this is taking too long. Let's wait. Yes. So there's this website, file example something. So here you can download mp3 files. They're like small files. If I just click download over here, oops. Yes. Where is this file? You can right click. Oops, I'm unable to download it at the moment. I refresh this page 1 second. So you can go on this particular website and you can download these MP3 files. Let me check. So I have this free download manager, which I use to download stuff. So I'll just go in this and I'll paste this link and I can download that particular file. Just a second. If anyone has a doubt with the video or the image part, they can just raise that doubt. Yes, it's an MP3 format. What I'll do, I'll just download it. Yes, no problem. I'll download it in my F drive. It should download quite fast. So if I just go in my folder, and I just copy this file, okay, Control C. Then I'll go in my web development and I'll paste it over here. I'll just rename it to something small, say audio, and I have to hit enter. Now I'll go in my text editor and my browser. Now I will add the source of my file. What was the file saved as? It was saved as a audio, and the extension, that was MP3. If I save it and I refresh my browser, you see there is this particular icon over here, and I am able to play this audio over here. So if I just remove this controls, you see what will happen is I'm unable to see my audio over here at the moment because I haven't added these controls. So I make sure you add these controls and then you refresh it, and then you can navigate through the sound as well. You can adjust the sound, like you can mute it, you can increase the volume, decrease the volume, you can play it. So right now I've muted it, and if I just hit unmute, so it's playing. So this was how to add an audio. So I'll just write all three of them in this one line: image, src, then football.jpg, and I'll add this alt tag. You can add the alt tag in this as well. It's suggested to add it. So I'll write the name of the file. And over here also I'll add my alt tag. It's not allowing me over here. Try over. It's not allowing me. So you see we have covered how to add an image, how to add an audio, how to add a video. Now you'll say that this audio and video, they are very close to each other. I want them a bit far from each other. So what shall I do? Can anyone suggest me a solution?
Open another body tag.
Body tag, no.
Break.
Yes, someone said
Break.
tag, yes. We can
Break.
give a break tag as well. BR tag, and I'll write another BR tag. And if I refresh it, it's gone a bit down. I'll just copy this, paste it. And you see it's come down. But there's another method of giving this spacing. This BR tag becomes much. So what will I do? I will go over here in my style tag and I will write audio. Then I will add something which we learned yesterday. That was padding, right? We learned this padding. So padding top and say 80 pixels. I go ahead and I refresh it. Now it's having a padding of 80 pixels. If I would, instead of writing padding, I would have written margin. And if I would have saved it, you see it wouldn't work that well. If it would be in the same division. Right now it's working, but make sure you add a padding, not margin over here. Margin is mostly used like yes, it's not working because I forgot to add this. Margin right. Actually, I'll add a margin left and say 55 pixels. So you see it's come a bit over here. And I want all of them in the center. So what will I do? I'll open the center tag. I'll just delete this. And I'll close this center tag over here. I refresh it. You see my video is also in the center. My image is also in the center. And my audio is in the center. So has everyone understood how to add an audio, video, and an image in your website? If anyone has any doubt, they can raise it right now. So we learned 4 things today: how to add a background image, how to add a normal image, how to add a video, and how to add an audio. So if anyone has a doubt with this, so they can raise that doubt. Yes, I see something in the chat box. Oh yes, I didn't explain the GIF image till now. I was just waiting for everyone to say if they have understood this audio, video, and image thing. So if you all have, you all can just take a screenshot of this code right now, because I'll be removing it to show you all the GIF image part. So you all want to take a screenshot? Yes or no? You all can just say. If not, then I'll just backspace this entire thing. And you see there's nothing in my browser. So now if you want to add a GIF image, so what will you have to do is you'll have to write the same particular syntax, that is image src and then the name of your file. Make sure it's in the same folder. If it's not, then your image won't be seen. Just a second. Yes, I have this GIF image. I've named it as GI and 3 Fs, and it has an extension .webp. So what will I write over here? The name of my file, that is .webp. And if I just save it and I refresh my browser, you see there's a GIF image over here. I know it's quite weird, this image, but yes, it's a GIF image. So it has the same syntax of that of an image, just the extension is different. So you can style this GIF image as well. What you can do is you can open this image, then these curly brackets, and then actually I'll have to style this body, or adding this GIF image as a cover image. If I would just go ahead and I would style this image what I could have done, I could have added a height, width, a border, and stuff like that. All right. So if I just go in my body tag and I write background image and then URL and single inverted commas, then the name of my file, there is GIFFF, and then the extension WEBP. And if I just go ahead and I save it, I just remove this, save it, refresh it. You see, I have so many GIF images in my browser. If I want to stop this repeating, what do I have to do? Can anyone answer this question?
No repeat.
You're absolutely right. So I'll write this background repeat equals to no repeat. Make sure you write
No
this
repeat.
background repeat. Yes, thank you. If you don't write this background dash repeat attribute, so this no repeat won't work. So you see it's not repeating. If I want to add this as a cover, so what will I have to write? Background dash
Cover. Done.
but before cover I have to write something. What am I adjusting of this video?
Size.
Yes, size. So size, and then I'll write 100%, 100%. Try it. Actually, this size is too small. So what we'll write oh yeah, cover. So now it's covering my entire web browser. You see, I know some part of it is getting cut out, but then now we have to manage with this. So I hope you all have understood how to add a background image, a background GIF image, a video, and audio. We have learned just a few things today. Basically, how to make your website even more attractive and creative. So I'll upload this videos recording soon before going to sleep, and I'll just stop